Hey guys, I thought I would today show you the riding mowers I use. Yes, I do use Craftsman. It's more like a traditional thing. When my parents bought this property back in the early 70s, the first riding mower they got, because they had to, there is, let me show you. This is just my property alone. Now, it's quite a bit. But he had one of those early 70s Craftsmans. It was awfully young, but if I remember right, it was those yellow and white ones. I believe they called them Suburbans. And he used that forever. I think 10 years or so or more, until he gave that one to a neighbor, and then he bought one of those gray boxy ones. You know, they're in the 80s, the Craftsman boxy ones, which I recall that one because that was the first one. It was early 80s that I was early mid 80s I was using when it was my chore to have to mow the yard. Gave that one to, yet again, just gave it to another neighbor over here. It's about 2 doors down, who continued to use it until he moved a couple years ago. Best of my knowledge, he's still using it. That he bought one of those green ugly ones. I really didn't like the green ones. They were just so plain. I don't know, so just blah. But regardless, they ran well. And that one actually was still here when I bought the property about 4 years ago. And likewise, I gave it away, which I ended up regretting, because it was in the winter we got it, and this zero turn was in the corner, and here I would find out the zero turn was in a pretty rough shape. When my father bought this, as you can see, it's an older zero turn. You'll see these, sit up really straight on them. He bought this in like 2009. The green one, like I said, had worked just fine, but I think he wanted to see what this whole zero turn thing was about then, and he didn't like it. He continued to use that green one. I think he used this very few times, but he did get sick shortly after buying it, maybe a couple months, and he stopped using it. He didn't use it much at all, but when he was sick and in the hospital, which was years, there were people who would come over to mow the yard, and they would also take it home. When I got the property and he had passed away later, this was in rough shape. It was in the garage, buried beneath boxes. I had to do a lot of work over, of course, the last several years. The whole deck's been rebuilt on it. The spindles, the bearings, the belts, the blades, yes, even the chute cover. Tune up, it was pretty rough. Also had to adjust the arms. But I'll show it to you real quick. I said, compared to some of your nicer zero turns, this is probably, pretty bad. But for what it is, I finally got to use it to a full degree this year and a little bit last year. It took me that long to get it going, but it's been okay, as long as the ground is dry and there's no hills, because this thing gets stuck on its own shadow. It is absolutely awful if the ground is wet whatsoever, like today. But anyway, cutting height right there. Lower, of course, your barking starting here shows your grass, height. Your choke keys, gauge your mower blades. It is a 52-inch deck on this one. Right. It is a platinum, probably quite a bit of glare here, platinum 26 horsepower, 724 cc engine on it. Sure, gas tank, all this stuff. Battery. It's an older one, but when the ground is dry here, which is rare this year, it's a really good mower. No problems, all that and no hills, but I don't have many hills on my property, so it's not a issue there much. But yeah, that's the Craftsman ZTS 6000. I said I would have sold it, but it's kind of important to me. It was my dad's last mower. So, and I did when I got the product and fixed it up, had offers, people wanted to buy it, but I just can't get myself to let go of it. Anyway, while that one was being fixed, I needed to cut the grass. And this was the first riding mower that I'd ever bought. This one, and this is what I used majority of last year, and also have been using it this year. This is the Craftsman 2400. This is a single cylinder. This is a 19 horsepower engine. It is automatic. And so you set your cut height, you know, choke. Oh, and by the way, yes, those rims are like fancy. I know, you people are jealous, aren't you? Oh, it's kind of a funny thing by adding the sun cover, because just like now, it is very hot, extremely hot. So I'm going to probably use that one to try to mow. And this one is a little bit better when it's wet weather anyway. I said that zero turn like today is pointless. Anyway, this one I never meant to pick up, but this one's very good. This is the 5500. By the way, those brush guards they do come in handy here. I'll show you. Oh, if I can zoom. If you could see here, this is the border to the neighbor ladies over here. She doesn't do anything. By the way, that's what my property used to look like right there. You can see I've done a hell of a job here. Ignore that trash pile back there. I gotta do something about that. But you see here, this is what it looked like. This is where I had a lot of work to do, and of course that brush guard came in handy. But anyway, back to what I was saying. Where was I? Anyway, yes, the 5500. 5500 I actually picked up in the winter. It was actually a Sears outlet. It had been a display model at one of the Sears. When I bought it, it only had 1 hour on it, and it was for half the price. I actually paid less for the 5500 than I did for the 2400. Anyway, my plan wasn't so much to mow with it. I was going to take the deck off this summer, because I mowed with the other two, but that just never happened. Never happened. So, and you know, use it to pull, as you can see back here, some of the things here, you know, roller, the aerator, the cart. There is a snow shovel in there, which was the intentions with this one. This one's been very, very good. It does have, I think, the same engine as a zero turn. Yes, it does. It says 24 horsepower with the same engine. Long story, not getting into that. It is a twin cylinder, just like that zero turn. Your blade on, off, right there. Your deck height. You know, choke, parking brake. This one has the biggest deck of the ones, 54 inch. The one over there has a 46. This one's got kind of a unique thing, which let me state I don't like. Okay, it's got like a push button. You put in a certain code or whatever to push it, and that's what starts the thing. Oh, and it's got cruise control. Oh, as far as the transmission, it's got the pedal. You know, big pedal right there, forward, pedal, reverse. These two riding mowers here also have a tight turn on them. Nice seat, armrests, huge gas tank. But let me try to start this. Sorry, I'm right-handed, so you push the buttons and it starts. Gauge your blades. Anyway, thank you for watching. Any comments, as usual, subscription, whatever, just let me know. All right, thank you.